You are listening to the Old School Movement podcast with Daz, Chris and Steve. You understand?
Yes, you're here with us again for another episode of Old School Movements podcast. My name's Mr. Lucas.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Staz.
Chris is rather delayed there. He is here. It's not, we haven't recorded it, but I didn't forget to press play. Chris is in the house, ain't you, Chris?
I'm here, mate. I'm here. You were a bit delayed. You were breaking up on the intro. That's it.
Yeah, right.
The old chest.
So, isn't it? That old chest eye. That old fib. Remember that word fib? People still say fib?
Nah.
Fibbers.
Fibbers, eh?
Porcupines.
Porcupines, huh? Yeah. You don't hear that much, man. And that moves in nicely to the subject of today's podcast, man. Rather than hearing, it's things you don't see anymore. And it's part 3 of things you don't see anymore.
There's still loads of stuff you don't see.
Yeah, you know, it's that time to just go back into the 80s and talk about things that you know, again, you thought would be around, like it was there one minute and then not there. And
like the scenery.
Talk about them.
Yeah, it's a fad.
Do you know what I mean? So for me, let's go from 10 to 1. Yeah, let's go through things you don't see anymore. We'll go through 10 and maybe do part 4. What do you reckon?
Yeah, there's always more. See how we get on. See how we get on.
Yeah, see how we get on. So yeah, this one for me, I haven't been to a barber shop in about, I don't know, must be about 30 years, must be. So I ain't got a clue, but I remember when I did go, you know, when I was little, when I was taken there, it was like that proper, everyone sitting down, chatting, watching the horse racing, you know, eating, music playing. And I remember seeing a certain haircut in the window, and it was called the tennis ball. It's where you had like a number 1 and 2 lines on each side, like a tennis ball. And I said, yeah, I want that hairstyle, man, from what I saw in the window. Now, do you still see pictures of sideburns and beards and haircuts, short back and sides, in the front of barbershop window? That's something I ain't seen for a long time.
And we like Greek or Italian model, like, with some big mullet going on, or some shaved sides. And like I say, you didn't even have to go in a barbershop. They were in the window. You could walk past and see them in the window.
Yeah, yeah.
And like you'd say to the man, and you walk in, so I want that the picture of number 3.
Yeah.
In the window, picture number 3. I want one of them.
It was easy. It was like ordering something at McDonald's. See it on the screen. I'll have a number 1. Like, yeah, just get it. You know, just get the order.
It's true.
It's not really like that no more, as far as I know.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's more like a salon now, isn't it?
You remember outside they used to have that swirly thing?
The swirly ice cream cone.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I used to love that.
Still, but yeah.
But a couple, you know, a couple of modern ones now are bringing back that old salon.
They bring that back, yeah.
Look, you know what I mean?
Retro look.
That retro, but not with the hairstyles in the window. It's that whole, you know what I mean?
Back in the day, you could stand on a high street and you could look down the high street and you could spot the barbers. You could spot shops from the certain signs that they had hanging out, innit?
Yeah, it's true.
Easy to see, right, there's the barbers, it's down there. I can see the swirly thing.
Yeah, it's like to say the swirly blue, red and white thing. You see that. Yeah. But pictures in the barbershop, and that was the thing.
Yeah, I think some are still existing. There is some of them old school barbers that you do occasionally see about, but no one uses them no more, man. You know, you got the salons now where they give you a beer, and you know it's a bit more, a bit different. You trim your beard and get a tattoo while you're waiting. And it's totally changed, man. It's not like you don't get the barber shops no more that much. It depends where you live, but anyway, yeah, in London they're definitely getting few and far between, I think.
Yeah. I just remember them pictures always being in black and white.
Yeah.
When I pictured the pictures, I see black and white, like side shots, big sideburns and
big sideburns, some moustaches
proper
going
70s hairstyles.
Yeah.
Well, you see the barbers in Chiswick, they had them pictures there until they shut down, I'm sure. And what was that, 90 something in the 90s?
Yeah.
How can you be showing 70s 70s haircuts.
70s pictures in the 90s. You know, like sometimes you go in them kebab burger shops and you still see old like tango pictures. You think, what the hell they're still doing in it?
They're not there for 50 years.
Yeah, tango cans don't look like that no more, man. All faded looking and that. Still see the old ring pull cans. Like, hey,
Barbershops get away with it,
bro.
with them ones, man. Barbershops get away with it. I can remember taking my own picture in. I can remember we spoke about it before. I remember going on the high street back in the days, taking a picture of Drago in, saying, I want to look like this. I want my hair to look like this, all spiked up. But they didn't know what that was. I remember having to take a picture in. I want to look like this.
Take the picture in, man. That was it. You just ordered the picture and got the cup, man. But times have changed, man. Times have changed.
Barbershop pictures.
For me, that's.
Can't imagine you with a Drago haircut, Chris.
That's most.
He did have one, man. He's probably got a photo somewhere.
You better bring that photo out, man. I want to see that.
I wish I could find some photos, man. Yeah.
I want to see that, man. Definitely.
You lost the photo somewhere, man.
It's the original Spike.
Yeah, man. But with photos, remember like back in the days, you know, we can easily just email someone, text someone, message someone, WhatsApp someone, send photos. Do you know what I mean? Send an emoji. But back in the day, man, communication. You got your pen, your
Pens and paper, innit?
and if you wanted to really get personal, you stick a photo in there, wrap it up, and post it away. Now, when's the last time you lot have used a pen to write a letter? Put it in an envelope.
I was just gonna say, when you not use a pen last.
I couldn't even tell you.
But it's true. It's like you can't, unless it's like a letter to the bank. That's the only time I think I'm writing a letter. And even then, it's being typed out. I'm signing my name, and that's it. I'm using a pen to sign my name.
When was the last time you longest, man? Like a letter to someone.
A letter
written.
Written letter. You're sincere.
I think it was like teenager.
Yeah.
You had a pen pal in primary school.
I was sending letters to
what? Did you lot have pen pals?
Jamaica and Grenada.
I think I did.
Like that.
Yeah. You both had pen pals, yeah?
Yeah, I remember in primary school, I was sort of not making us, but sort of encouraging us to have pen pals.
We had to.
I had some French dude, I think. I'm sure I remember writing a letter to some French dude. Yeah, I'm sure I did. Only once or twice, I think, but don't know what I wrote. But...
Did you get a reply back?
Yeah, I think a couple of times, and then that was it.
I don't think I ever had a pen pal, man.
Yeah, I used to write to my cousins in Jamaica and Grenada, and you know, I mean, like airmail. You know, It's a different kind of writing paper, isn't it? It's that writing paper.
Yeah. That light. Yeah,
man. A few, not all the time, but now and again. That was the last time. That probably like 15.
You still write when you do a birthday card, don't you?
You see,
still send
personally,
birthday cards,
like I don't really send birthday cards.
Okay.
You know, like I mean, I would if it's your birthday and I'm coming to visit you, I'll bring you a birthday card. But sending them's like
no. I mean writing in it. You have to write in it.
Whether you post it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, you're still writing in it. Like, do you write like just to and from, or do you write in it?
Yeah. Hope you have a great day. Little something in it.
Yeah.
If I'm getting a card, I'm more likely to write it and deliver it myself than I am to post it.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about posting. We're talking about writing.
Yeah, just writing. That's about the only time. I don't like receiving one of them e-cards.
Yeah, but you got to write. Unless it's a Moonpig thing. So you have to write a card.
I don't really like that. Even that, it's good because you're getting like a bespoke card, but the inside is printed and it don't feel like personal touch of somebody handwriting it. Yeah. Same with like these e-cards. I've received a few of them and
it doesn't feel personal.
But no, it's not as nice as opening an envelope on your birthday or Christmas or whenever.
Yeah.
But cause sending cards is probably about the only time these days. Closest thing to writing a letter is sending a card to someone.
What about a postcard?
Occasionally, yeah. Used to. Whenever you visit somewhere new in the world. Yeah. But no, that I would do. I'd send relatives cards from wherever I am in the world.
Still now?
Yeah.
Yeah, still now.
In the last 10 years, you've still been sending postcards.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely in the last 10 years. Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
Last time I went on holiday, I sent a postcard. We sent the postcards back. Yeah, it's nice to get a postcard. You know,
it's nice to get a postcard.
Yeah. I ain't had a postcard since
rare thing.
90s, man. Or even sent one. It just doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't come into my head. I don't think I've ever seen postcards when I'm away. I'm not looking around.
Depends on what like. If you go Barbados, you're not really bothering about postcards because it's like, I'm going Barbados. But if you go somewhere else,
if you go like Spain Beach, Greece, or somewhere, then they're there, isn't there?
Somewhere, if you go somewhere else and you're there for a little while, so like 2 weeks, 4 weeks, then if you're going for a week, it ain't really worth it. You'll get back before the bloody postcard gets there.
Yeah. Wow, mail, you know.
Yeah. Letters are over, isn't it? Writing letters, man.
Feathered pen.
It's good though. You don't need like quill.
Ain't it? My memoirs.
You need to chop down so many trees for paper, don't it?
Yeah, for real. Have you got the pen where the woman goes naked when you turn it upside down?
That's the bum one.
You used to.
That's a good one.
Someone probably stole that from me when I was at school. A lot of people used to steal my pens, man. Like,
have you got the big one with the different 6 colours you can just press down?
Yes.
I'll write that bit in red.
Hey, listen.
I got a Stormtrooper one of them, man.
Easy.
There's one with more than 6 colours. There's a big thick one.
Yeah. I think I got about 8. The Stormtrooper one was about 8 colours in it. Purples and greens and wicked colours in it. Light blue, dark blue. I used to like them.
Use all them colours? What are you going to do with all that?
Never. I didn't even take it out of the packet. It just sits. It's gone faded. Where it sits on the windowsill at work, it's proper faded. It hasn't even come out of the packet. I got that and a Stormtrooper Pez dispenser. They both sit there. Never come out of the packet. Just sit there. But they're now proper. They look like they've been in Toy Cave window for like 10 years.
Oh shit!
That's how they
dusty.
look. Yeah.
Sun's got half of it. The other half still.
Yeah. I should move them, man, and protect them.
Like the tango pictures in the dodgy kebab
Like the tango
shop.
pictures in the
kebab shop. Oh my god! Like, look at that fade. That fade. Man. So things you don't see anymore. So our eighth one now. I don't know about you guys, but I never had the opportunity to purchase one of these from this particular dispensary because you'd be on the platform with your parents or someone older and like. Yeah, I want one of them, and like, nah, it's more expensive than it is in the shop, and you don't know how long it's been there.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It ain't happening.
It's as if you catch your parents unaware, innit? Because they ain't ready for that to be there.
They're not
expecting you to say, "Hold on, look, I want one of these." They ain't ready for that. So it was really hard to get one. It was really hard to get one.
Did you ever get one?
Yeah, I think I did on special occasions, but it was like twice the price and probably a smaller version of the one you could just buy normally at the shop.
Yeah. So what are we talking about, man? What are we talking about?
We're talking about, I think they were mainly Cadbury's vending machines that you'd find on underground station platforms. Yeah. They were the weirdest little machines, man. They had like metal drawers, and the drawers were like proper. I remember they were grimy. You didn't want to touch them. They were like, just sticky, and they were
beige, yellowy colour.
Beige, yellow machine with like metal drawer.
Yeah, and bits were like crumbling off the edges.
Yeah, they were crusty looking.
But it's just that you saw fruit and nut, like
that was the one.
And then you could just dairy
premium
crunch.
Chocolate.
Just popping out. And sometimes I had those chewing gums, those PK chewing gum machines, just popping at it, and juicy fruit, and all just popping out at you.
And
you're like, but
it was mad expensive though.
Yeah,
they were well expensive, and they'd always like the coin slot would always be jammed up with the wrong, like people have ran money
toffee in it, or like
toffee in it, or something stupid.
Bubble gum in it or something.
I do remember the reason why I remember having them is because they worked on a timer. So when you put like your 300 quid in or whatever it was, you had about three or 4 seconds to pull the drawer before the drawer locked again. So people would stand there, like we'd stand on the platform, you'd see some people pack it with money, and then they'd stand there thinking it's going to drop out on its own. So they'd stand there like, oh, nothing's happening. And then the drawer's locked again. So then you'd go up to it, you put your money in, and there'd be 2 bars in there. Because there'd be their bar and your one. Like, it was a bit of a jam to get out, but you could pull it out and there'd be 2 bars there.
It was like you know when Indiana Jones when he tries to he tries to get that
switch.
Yeah, he tries to do that switch at the beginning, mate. It was like that. You had to be quick.
timing had to be just right.
We had to be quick with that machine. But I saw people struggling. I always see someone with like Financial Times and an umbrella like going there. There's always some rich businessmen. It weren't average people doing that. There's always some Filofax dude trying to get a chocolate out there. I thought that's a struggle, man. I'll wait till I go to the corner shop because that was long.
I get two bars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm glad my parents were strict on not letting me get that chocolate, man, because that was
you don't know what you're getting out of it, man. Like Stack says, it's probably going to be white chocolate, but it's brown, but it's gone white. Where it's
just dusty,
the rain's gotten into it, and
Oh, man.
pigeons have got into it.
The rats tried to get a piece. Am I right to think that there was also cigarette vending machines in train stations?
Was, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there was in train stations. Yeah, 100%. Back in the day when you could freely smoke.
We could smoke on the tube before.
That's crazy, isn't it? Smoking on the tube.
Yeah. Vending machines. They've gone. So next one.
Talking about smoking.
Exactly. Talking about smoking now. Smoking was a big thing, right?
It was a big thing. You used to, like you said, on the train, on the bus, in a plane.
On the plane.
In a plane.
And it was so part of life. It was taken everywhere people went. Even celebrities, when they would go on chat shows, they'd be smoking their pipes sometimes. Cigarettes, snooker, people be smoking. Some football managers used to smoke in the dugout. And that's something you don't see anymore. All of a sudden, they realised it was bad for you. But in the 50s and 60s, it was tons of adverts, even up to the 70s and 80s, like in Superman films, seeing Marlboro trucks. It was all good.
Yeah, even talking about Superman in the 80s, we had Superman was a no smoking campaign, wasn't it? For us in the 80s, you had was it nicotine? Was the evil dude, and you had that whole thing. But everything in the 80s was sponsored by cigarettes. It was loads of stuff.
Everything.
Football clubs, motor racing, sailing, everything had a smoking sponsor. But like you say, you'd watch it on TV all the time. Even in the soaps, there'd be people smoking. The local pubs on TV, everyone's smoking. And like I say, even in some sports, which is mad, like snooker. But
the thing is, the reason why the soaps are doing it, because as we were saying at the top, it reflects real life. So you're doing, and half of the characters probably did smoke.
Anyway,
it'll be wrong if you said, you got to smoke 20 fags a week for your character, and you didn't smoke. That would be a bit messed up. Yes, it's just funny how, I don't know when they exactly toned down smoking for TV characters.
Phased it out.
It just slowly went, and like the last person was like Dot from EastEnders, probably last person.
Dot is exactly the only one I can think of.
Boy, to smoke. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's funny how they've done that, because they didn't want to influence teenagers and think that it's acceptable and normal to do. But you see, the contradictory thing about that is most reality shows, when they stay over, they have a smoking area, and that's where most of the gossip is on these shows. So you've stopped it from soaps. But now you're showing real people gathering around all night, smoking, chain smoking. And you said you've stopped it for that reason, but he's still doing it with all these reality shows. Doesn't make any sense to me. But no one pulled out a pipe. No one pulls out a pipe. That's something you don't see at all.
That's very
Popeye
rare.
was the last person you saw.
Pipes used to be popular,
Pipes are
even amongst young people. Like when I said,
I don't know what.
Wait.
You have a pipe in primary school. Everyone's got a yo-yo. Stacks picking with that pipe. Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
It's cherry tobacco. It's cherry. It's tasty.
What I was gonna say.
Wow,
100 years ago.
So like in the 70s, like early to mid 70s, like people around the age of like 25
youngsters
would be smoking, and that I'd consider that young. They would be smoking.
I used to like the smell of a pipe, though. It does smell different to a cigarette.
It's a strong smell. It's a different
smell, isn't it?
It's like if you smell a cigar, it's like that kind of.
I hate the smell of a cigar.
I don't mind a cigar.
Nah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, smoking. And what about those those holders, the cigarette holders, man. I ain't seen them since the 80s. Like the Pink Panther had one, and, you know, all the dames in the old American films had
their long, like
showgirls,
arm length gloves and these cigarette holders.
Yeah. Did Jessica Rabbit have one? Did Jessica Rabbit have a cigarette holder?
Must have. She had the figure. She had the figure too. Yeah, I'd say she had one. Yeah. So the main one you think of is Audrey Hepburn and Breakfast at Tiffany's. That classic shot of her sitting there with the big long one. Back in them days, they had two lengths. You either had the theatre length or the opera length. And they were so ladies didn't get the smell of smoke on their hands, face, and clothes and hair when they were at the opera.
Get it all in your lungs, all in your body.
Get it all in your that's all right. It was healthy in them days, wasn't it?
You don't then have to reach for an ashtray. You just like, I mean, it's long enough, isn't it? Just over there.
Long enough.
Hey, I might. It just falls. It just falls.
We might have to get some of them.
When you're posing, it just naturally falls, and by the time you smoke again,
it misses everything.
True. It's so far away, you don't really care, even if you're at someone's house.
I think the first person I remember seeing one was it Bet Lynch, who was in Coronation Street behind the bar?
Yeah.
Remember
probably. Oh yeah, she had one, did she?
She had the big hair and the leopard skin. I remember her. She was the first person I see using one. And then the first person that I thought this guy's kind of cool using one was Kenny Everett. Do you remember Kenny Everett used to do the French?
He had a character, the French guy, in his robe.
He would have it. I used to think, they're bad. He used to have the smoking jacket as well. You know, back in them days, you'd wear a special smoking coat, like a silk, whatever it is,
smoking.
Little smoking coat,
cravat hanging out.
Cravat.
You know,
that's big.
High life.
Yeah, high life.
Slippers,
man. Drinking champagne.
I can't hear
that, mate. That's the high life. Smoking on TV, smoking in public, smoking on everywhere. It was the thing.
You just don't see it. You don't see
everywhere.
It
there's smoke. You know. So let's get into our fifth. We're halfway there.
This is a place that'd be full of smoke back in the day.
Exactly. This place is full of smoke. Like we said a couple podcasts ago, you know, the betting shop smell. You know, that just kills it with the if you got a donkey jacket, that's stinking of cigarettes. So like, but if you go to the betting shop and then win or lose, you go to the pub, that's a double smoke on your donkey jacket.
Double.
Yes.
So to beat the blues, you know, you see a friend in there, have a pint and have a game. And what an array of games you had back in the days, man. You know, the pool tables, the dart boards, the arcade slot machines, what else?
There's loads of other games, wasn't there? You could play cards, play dominoes, like you say, fruit machines. A bit later on, they started getting the old arcade machine. Yeah. Games have always been in pubs.
I remember some pubs even had, remember that punch thing that's fun fairs had?
Yeah, some pubs had that.
Mate!
Some pubs had that. You were like,
probably not the best thing to have in a pub though, really, is
it? Mate, it could work two ways. You might want to have it out with someone. So you go, let me just do this instead of punching in. I'll have a go at this. But that machine, you had to have a technique to punch that machine properly. You have to go in. You have to haymaker that machine.
Yeah. So there was certain you could hit it at a wrong angle and really mess your hand up.
Yeah, mate. Yeah,
it was
that game. That you can't practice with an audience in that game. You can't. You got to play that game on the sly. When you worked out the angle,
then you can go up in front of the crowd.
Exactly.
Then you have an audience in that game. But yeah, look, the pubs had options. You had about 3 to 4 pool tables, mate. Do you know what I mean? And it was so rammed. You had to slap your like 10p on the side, like I'm in next.
I'm in the queue.
I'm in the queue. There's my 10p. I'll go and get a shandy. But or you can turn around and play a bit of darts, or you can go on a slot machine. And they say even arcade games like Time Cop and Afterburner, like big machines. Do you know what I mean? There was you could even go around the back and get Connect 4 out on the slide. Do you know what I mean? There was
games out or something.
Some pubs still have that, I think.
Yeah, they still have the board game flex.
Cut would do.
Board game flex still there, but
back into it.
The out and out arcade pool tables.
Whatever happened to pinball machines?
Pinball machines.
Pinballs.
You know what I mean? Pinball machines.
They were good because you got your money's worth. A game on a pinball would last a while
if you were good at it. Yeah. If you're good at pinball, you get your money's worth. If you ain't,
I suppose
it's
it
frustrating.
It can go quick, yeah.
I never
used
played
to like a
pinball. I just used to watch it. It just looked fascinating with all the lights, sounds, and colours and pictures. I used to look at it. I think, how am I going to get enjoyment out of this?
We used to have like tournaments out of it in the pub. We used to do like tournaments where you can't bang the machine, the alarms go off if you try and tilt it and lift it, and you used to get quite competitive, man.
And I was never into pinball like that,
I didn't mind the pinball.
I tried it
machine.
once. I was terrible at it.
I remember. Do you remember games older than that? Do you remember like when you'd have like billiards in pubs? Do you ever remember
billiards?
Billiards.
Again, billiards.
They're like little skittles.
Billiards, please.
They were like little skittles on a snooker table, weren't they? But I know the pockets. I don't think it had side pockets. It had holes instead, and you had to pop the balls in the holes without knocking the skittles over.
Yeah.
And I remember another few pubs had the same sort of game where you have skittles with a ball on a string, and you can't just throw it at. You can't just throw it at the skittles. You got to like throw it out. Yeah, you got to swing it out and around and get it to hit them over.
Yeah, I've seen
them. They're the games you don't see anymore. Them traditional old school games, man.
It's true, you know.
It's a weird
That's sort of
one.
when I noticed it. When the smoking stopped, I noticed the pubs started changing now. They're not. They're not.
That's
a
why they
place
turn them into like gastro pubs and stuff. They're trending now, more family orientated. Because if you got the gambling stuff, you're going to bring in the wrong company. They reckon, isn't it? So they want more families to order meals now, and not just drink pints.
Drink pints and fight. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, try to change it up, man. But no, as I say, it was a good meeting spot. You know what I mean?
Place to hang out, meet friends. Play these tournaments on the pinball. Yeah. Isn't it, man? It's just totally changed.
Put a pound in the jukebox.
I was literally about to say jukebox.
That's one thing you don't even see much now.
You can't choose the music. Like it's either there's a DJ or they're playing something from behind.
There's some. But there's a time when you just put on the jukebox, man. Imagine that. You slap your 10p on the pool table, walk up to the bar, order your pints, and go put on your track.
Choose your tracks.
Do you know what I mean?
There'll be that point in the night, who put this on? Who put this on?
Who put a dancing queen? What's going on?
For the 8th time.
Bloody hell. Yeah. Those were the days, mate. Those were the days. Good game of pool.
Pubs ain't the same.
Don't see that no more. You don't see that.
Don't see that anymore.
But let's move on. Going to the pub, we say it's a meeting spot, some type of spot before you go out. Let's go have a couple jars, and then we make our way out to where we're going. And in those days, being a teenager, you always bust the latest trainers, man. And the latest wear you was wearing was either it's what same things as now. It's always Nike or Adidas.
Yeah, that's like they're still
would jump in sometimes, but it was Reebok would jump in sometimes. But there was a couple of brands actually that people wanted to break out and go, I'm going this way and I'm going to start wearing this. And these trainers, they were like, oh, shut up in your face. It was a one-hit wonder. It's blasted you, and everybody was on it. It was number one for weeks.
They were
and
good
just
for one
left.
summer.
Yeah, it ran all summer and just left. It was the one-hit wonders. And that's what we're going to talk about now. One-hit wonder sneakers.
One-hit wonder.
So let's start with kangaroos, man.
Kangaroos.
Remember kangaroos?
Yeah.
You don't see them anymore at all.
No. They're not getting a look
at
in
all.
Nah,
not even a TK Maxx. Like nothing's getting
not even
like,
TK Maxx.
Nothing. For any of these.
Even Sports Direct.
It's not a game.
It's not even touching them. It's not happening.
Did any of you not have a pair of kangaroos?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I did have them. I had the Walter Payton. Remember the Walter Payton black ones with the. Obviously, everyone wanted them because the secret pockets, either in the side or in the tongue. And I remember I had the shoe, like the low version, not the high top, low version, Walter Payton black ones with the little key pocket in the tongue where you could just stash things. Everyone wanted
it was a little kangaroo on the side of the trainer, right?
I think it was
a kangaroo.
I think it was. I remember I know there was on the tongue and on the back. I can't remember what was on the side. I know they looked a little bit, for today's trainers, probably Air Force One looking, but one of the Reeboks, that sort of thing.
Well, they were like being called kangaroos. They must have had like a big cushion sole. Were they comfortable trainers?
Yeah, they were comfortable, man. They the ones, I think the Walter Payton ones were NFL trainers, weren't they? Yeah. So they were aimed at little short sprinting, being on your feet for a few hours standing around while you're waiting for some sport to actually take place.
Yeah, kangaroos, man, bloody hell! They just came and went, and they just look too plain. They come out at the wrong time, because at that time it was all about air bubbles and straps and high tops and low tops and funky colours and stuff. And you can't just bring some plain things with a kangaroo.
I think I got them mainly for school, because they were like you could get away with school trainers, black trainers. You could sort of get away with wearing them to school, and because they had the secret tongue, it come in handy now and then for a few things. I think they were only produced from '79 up until mid '80s, only for a few years. And like you say, they're still about, but you don't see much of them no more. Even in these budget sports shops, you don't see them. I know
I haven't seen them since the early '90s.
Yeah. Remember the football player, the Fridge.
Dude,
I think he was
Chicago
Bears, wasn't it? Bears quarterback. Whatever. He was another person who sponsored them. So I remember from Walter Payton and the Fridge. It made me want to get a pair. So I remember having a pair.
That kind of like fits in nicely to the next pair of trainers, who are also part of the NFL. They had so many colorways, and you had to have a collection of trainers to wear these. These couldn't be your only trainers.
No.
You're like a nutter wearing these. But a couple of people did.
Somewhere they did.
And they were pony NFLs, man.
Pony NFLs were big, you know.
They were big, yeah.
Did you have a pair?
It was the colours, wasn't it, man?
The colours were good. I didn't. Did you own other trainers, though?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't.
You know what the pony NFL were good for? Five-a-side football. They were perfect.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? If I could rock them and then kick ball and not have to worry because I got an next set. Do you know what I mean? But pony NFLs are big, man.
I don't think I ever owned a pair.
I used
to look at them and think, I wouldn't mind them ones. Just because they were team colours, like sort of thing. They were definitely onto a good thing. I can see why everyone had a pair. They were popular, and the colourways made them really popular.
Yeah. But I couldn't own a pair, man. It was. There was too much other trainers going on air flights and stuff.
And I think coming from again being Londoners, pony meant something else. If something pony, weren't great. That was another thing I didn't like about the name of them. But I like the trainers. They were big for the NFL when they come out. It was a good idea of the way they done the colours.
Those ones.
Yeah, those ones.
A few makes all come out around that time, didn't they, man?
Yeah.
But Troops were the one that had the backing of the hip hop.
Because once Michael Jordan just exploded, and he had the Jordan trainer, every kind of brand wanted to affiliate themselves with a type of celebrity and get them to wear it. That's when the product placement for sportswear got massive. You know what I mean? So all these different brands come out, but some didn't make it, and the ones we've been mentioning, they didn't really make it.
They didn't make it.
No. But one that blew up massive, MC Hammer wore them. People, there were big marketing campaigns. They were like really getting on Reebok's tails with LA Gear.
Yeah. It was the
I never had a
advertising.
pair, but I know that advertising was crazy for them.
I think I did. 'Cause I remember they had a really hard air bubble. I didn't like the air bubble, but they were the craze. Everyone wanted them. So I remember getting a pair.
The
I remember
air bubbles were like Lego bricks.
They were like Lego bricks. They were like the see-through. That is exactly what they were. They were the see-through Lego bricks. 6 of them glued together, put in the bottom of a sole. But the advertising campaign, you had bloody Paula Abdul and these big artists selling it. And it was the first make that weren't using sports personalities. They went to Michael Jackson, they went to Paula Abdul, and they were getting, these people. Belinda Carlisle done the first big LA Gear advert, and I remember even from that, looking at the girls' trainers, but the advert was catchy. It was Belinda Carlisle looking good in a nice looking pair of trainers. You were interested in, what these LA Gear like? Do you remember you get a little license plate key ring? I don't know if you.
That's right.
The trainers you'd get a little LA Gear license plate.
I remember them.
I just remember they'd have like loads of lace with it, like they come with 4 laces per trainer or something, innit?
But they seemed too girly for me, man. It wasn't my type of trainer, but I remember the explosion of them. They were just everywhere.
They did look better on girls. There was ones aimed. You had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Elijah Wan. They were the big NBA stars that were promoting it, and some of them moved away from Adidas and other makes to go with LA Gear. So
the money probably spoke, innit?
Yeah, but like I said, there was something that looked girly about them. Even the men's ones didn't look right.
Yeah, LA Gear weren't the
probably
thing.
all the laces.
Nah, the laser and the air bubbles, they weren't feeling right. They did feel a bit weird. And you got more. You got that. You got SPX, British Knights. Yeah, it was,
British
Yeah,
Knights.
yeah,
Oh my
these
god, I forgot about
Arrow.
them.
Yeah, all these different brands, man. But I feel that Skechers is LA Gear in disguise.
It could be,
It's still got that same feel.
It's
It
got
could
that
be,
same look in it. The advertising and that. Yeah, you
It
could.
could be,
It's got that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They come back in disguise. Man.
Yeah.
They said we got to get rid of them Lego air bubbles and just talk about our new cushioning and shit now.
Let's put
Yeah,
on
you
some
could be
like
right,
rocking souls and tell these old people they can walk themselves fit. And
It does
Yeah.
have
new campaign.
It has the same. Do you know what I'm saying?
reinvented themselves.
I reckon LA Gear in disguise, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, to our next one, man. So you see these in the shop windows, didn't have a cat, no cash. You know, you could pull out a couple of these and you could pay for your sandwiches and your bloody crisps and your, bottle of pop. And these all in the shop window. When you saw that green LV with a circle wrap behind it,
Not Louis Vuitton.
yeah, no, not Louis Vuitton, exactly. You know it was time to use the luncheon vouchers, man.
The luncheon vouchers were a wicked invention. I love the luncheon voucher.
But the thing is, could you only buy food in luncheon vouchers? Could you buy like cigarettes or something?
Well,
in luncheon
no.
vouchers?
Well, there is one exception that I know of. In the 70s, there was a very well-known brothel in central London that used to take luncheon vouchers.
Oh my god! For real?
So if you wanted a different sort of nosh at lunchtime, then you could use your luncheon vouchers to pay for things.
Real?
Yeah, it was all over the papers and everything back in the day. How you could use, I think it was one of the big Soho ones. I think
you could
in the
use
70s,
luncheon vouchers.
luncheon vouchers, to pay
And
for
those,
stuff. And
like, those are the kind of things you'd get like part of a bonus, or Christmas bonus, isn't it? Like the boss will probably give you a load of luncheon vouchers, or
it was I think it was set up. It was set up off the back of rationing, off the back of the war days. You know, a lot of companies couldn't afford to pay the full amount, so they would subsidise lunches with these luncheon vouchers. And then it went on to, in the 70s and 80s, bigger companies that couldn't have an in-house canteen would give their employees luncheon vouchers so they could nip out and use them at lunchtime, maybe in Soho or not, wherever they wanted to go. And then so it was employees that give them out to their employers giving them out to their employees. So I used to get my mum used to get them. She used to work in central London, and she used to get luncheon vouchers, but she didn't eat or she didn't use them, but she used to give them to me. So yeah, we used to use them quite often. We could go out at the weekend.
Mate, you used to give me. I remember you gave me a couple of luncheon vouchers. I
bet they were worth a quid, innit? They was worth a quid. I probably have a little stack of about 10 or 12 of them.
Mate, I felt on top of
Back
the
in the
world,
80s.
looking at the winters, walking in the shop and handing over a luncheon
this one's
voucher.
got them. Yeah, this one's got. We could go in there and use them.
Go in there and get sweets. Mate, that was
it did
big.
feel like you were robbing a minute. You'd get loads of stuff, and you're just giving this bit of paper. You'd be like, "Is that all right?"
There's LV on it. Yeah, mate.
They're like little £1 notes.
Yeah, green and mate. When did they stop then, man?
I don't know when they stopped there. I think it wasn't as long as what you think. I think it was like around 2010.
Serious?
It wasn't as long ago as what you think. But they've been around since the 40s, since late 40s, just after the war.
Vouchers, man.
I wish they were still about. I wish my company now would give me luncheon vouchers to go and spend at lunchtime. But you could save them up, and I think you're right. I think some shops, like on the high street back in the day, you'd have Lipton's, which is like an early Tesco's or whatever. But I think in there you could get a week shopping and pay all your luncheon vouchers.
In luncheon vouchers.
I think I saved up about 50 quid for one time, which back in them days that was like 500 quid.
Yeah, you could get a full shop
buying
of
stuff.
Vouchers, mate.
Buying stuff from the shop.
Yes, mate. Luncheon vouchers.
Otherwise, the bakery took them. Wimpy took them, chip shops took them. There weren't many places that didn't. It was good having luncheon vouchers.
Yeah, I don't know if there was an equivalent in the US of luncheon vouchers, but I said it was a ticket you had. You could just use them and
swap it for food.
If there is an American version, let us know, man, because luncheon vouchers came and went in the UK. So let's move on. One thing you'd buy with your luncheon voucher, I said you'd buy your sandwiches, your drinks, and you'd buy your crisps, man. And so back in the 80s, like Golden Wonder was the top boys of crisps.
They're the big boys,
because you could see what you're buying. You could see the crisps in a little window in the packet. It was the days when the days when cheese and onion was green, and light blue was salt and vinegar, and dark blue was ready salted. Yeah, it's them days. Yeah, the crisps then.
The proper colours.
But even though you could see your crisps, you still got hijacked by the fucking green bandits that lied in your fucking packet of crisps, man. Remember them faded green crisps that would be in your packet of crisps?
The uncooked.
Spoil your day, man.
You get like the Hulk crisp.
The unwanted.
Do you know
the Hulk crisp that'll be hiding in there. Waiting to pounce on you.
Just like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
I spent my 17p on these, man. You give me green crisps.
Give me green ones. And it was true that the cheaper the crisps, the more green ones you'd get. Do you remember, like, on the very rare lucky occasion, or maybe unlucky occasion, having primary school dinners and you had crisps for lunch
with your salad,
with your salad, they were as soggy as the lettuce, and half of them were green. They would, I don't know where they would order the most greenest, soggiest crisps from. But your school
they were
knows
probably
how to
from
get
Golden Wonder, the ones that they didn't,
the rejected ones,
the rejected ones, the ones that we get in the packets are the ones that got away.
Yeah,
but we get all primary schools must have got reject crisps. To give to their kids, man. for their salads, for their healthy lunch. They gave us green ass crisps, man.
You'd either get a wrong Malteser, or you'd find a green crisp in your bag, man. It was one of them pitfalls of growing up in the 80s. But did you know? I don't know. Like, I didn't know this, and I don't know if you did. But at school in the 80s, having a green crisp, did you know that there was a myth behind it that it's really bad for you? Did you ever hear that at school? So apparently it was a big thing in the 80s that our generation have got this thing about green crisps, because green crisps can actually kill you in real life.
Really?
They can kill you. Yeah. If you were to
real
eat,
life.
I thought it was just like uncooked or something as a kid.
No. An uncooked crisp is like a white color, isn't it? It's just white, and then they turn golden. So what the green is, it's where the potato has not been fully pushed into the soil properly, because they have to grow underground.
Yeah.
If part of the potato is exposed to sunlight, it starts turning green. It starts photosynthesizing, and that's chlorophyll that starts. The green is the chlorophyll, which every green leaf's got. So the green, like, the more the potato that's out of the earth into the sunlight, the more of it's going to turn green. And then from that chlorophyll, there's a poison, solanine. And that is the same poison that's found in the plant deadly nightshade, which is deadly for you if consumed in large amounts. So I looked at it, and they are saying if you were to eat like maybe a whole large potato green, if it was all green and you ate the crisps from that, you would be seriously sick. So that's mad. But I never heard that back in the day. I didn't like finding green crisps, but I'd still eat it. It didn't put me off.
I wouldn't. I'd think it would dodgy, man. I wouldn't.
I'd still eat it. I think
I might eat around it.
Eat around it.
I wouldn't eat it. I don't like. Nah,
it's good you didn't then. Yeah, it's good you didn't.
So you're saying in the 80s the government played Russian roulette with kids?
Yeah,
if he dies, he dies.
Green crisps, isn't it?
Like,
who
if
cares?
you ate crisps every day, and every day your crisp was green.
Yeah, you're gonna be ill, possibly die.
That's crazy. And they let that carry on. Is that probably why Golden Wonder ain't around there? Was Walker said, we don't have green crisps.
We don't do green crisps. They are really rare. It's rare that you find a green crisp now, isn't it? You don't see them that often, man. You don't see them that often now. Cooked
and
in
for
a
good reason
way,
now that we know.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, I was looking into it, and apparently it was a thing back in when we were at school that you shouldn't be eating green crisps. But I don't remember hearing that. I missed that day.
They didn't even repeat it. If you heard it, you heard it.
Yeah, they said it once. They said it once. I didn't hear it. I didn't know they were bad for you.
Yeah, they're food you don't see anymore. Green crisps, and good riddance to that. Poison
crisps.
Damn. So, shall we go to our last thing you don't see anymore?
Yeah, let's touch on
we get into that.
Go on then.
Let's get into our last thing you don't see anymore. Now, these guys, like, you've seen Wild Star, you've seen Beat Street, you've seen Warriors, you've seen Breakdance. But you didn't think you'd see them at Earls Court train station, time to defend you. So
it was cool when you did that.
They were big in America, because they wanted to control the New York subway from all the villainy that runs around. They watched Death Wish and got excited, and they mixed it with Breakdance too.
and then they watched Police Academy Citizens on Patrol.
And they watched Citizens on Patrol. And they got excited. And then they became Guardian Angels, man.
Guardian Angels.
Damn.
Now, these guys were big. You heard about them a lot in the 80s growing up, innit?
Yeah.
They'd often be on our news or, like you say, in the movies.
Yeah.
And then I think England tried to have their version of the Guardian Angel.
But to bring it to life, because when they first came, the American ones did come.
They come to show them, innit?
Yeah, to show them what to
try
do.
To try and sort them out.
And it was like someone, because in the 80s, America was the bright lights place, and everything was double big and that. Yeah. And to see that fashion in a London train platform, like, damn, these are the dudes that you see on TV.
Yeah.
The
raccoon tail and the beret.
The beret, the raccoon tail, the bomber jackets, these the fingerless gloves, these are the dudes. And they're gonna break dance or save someone. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, you don't know.
No, but they were always just like hanging around. And
protecting the public.
I think it's a good thing. It was a good thing. You never saw them, Stacks, because the school I used to go to, I used to have to travel on 2 trains to get to school. Yeah. And when I would change at Earls Court, you'd always see them converging where they would be going to next, to save the day.
Up back into Central and out again.
Yeah, because I used to go the other way, so there was no Guardian Angels on our way to school. It's like you fend for yourself.
Yeah, it's all about Central Londoners, dude. But I don't know how long they were around for. I don't know.
They started in '79. And the American lot, there's still quite a big group going. But from what I know of the UK lot that sort of started in '89, about 10 years later, there was 2 or 3 guys that started off. Like you say, I remember the American lot coming over, showing these guys, helping them set it up and stuff. I think they might have been on Blue Peter or something.
Yeah, probably.
Showing them, and then these 3 guys carried it on for many years, man. But the way terrorism and everything's got, it's nobody wants to join them. Basically, I really liked them, man. I think they were good. I know we've got the transport police and these.
They ain't nothing like
PCO, but no, because they wear that uniform, they're unapproachable. Whereas a Guardian Angel, they look like someone,
You can.
Like you said, they were there for community, so
Yeah, you can talk. They could probably do a lot more running the underground security than what these PCOs and some of the transport police do.
But I've heard the founder of the Guardian Angels is running for mayor of New York now.
Really?
Is it a guy called Curtis Seal?
Yeah, yeah. He's running for mayor.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah,
it is.
That's big.
That's
so
good,
to be a Guardian Angel on New York subway to run for mayor,
to looking after the city, that's
that's the proper Guardian Angel.
Yeah.
You might bring him back.
Is that like currently? Is it D? Like he's running now?
Yeah.
Hey, that's good.
That's major.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if the UK one. I think the guy in the UK was called Hawk. Is all I know. His name Hawk. There was Hawk, Elephant, and someone else. They had like animal names.
Yeah, Manimal. Altered beasts.
Manimal.
Another thing as well is the American Guardian Angels get to travel for free. Whereas, do you think the English let their lot travel for free? Nah. One-day travel cards for them lot, man.
One-day travel cards, mate. Man. Wow. They're protecting you. They still
one day.
You'd think the London mayor would say, okay, it's only half a dozen of you. You can have free travel all day. Just protect whatever, ring the police, whatever. Use them. Use what they're going to do, man. But
exactly. Say they were trying to stop a crime and it couldn't get through the barriers because they ain't bought a ticket. Like, that's just madness.
Do you know what I
mean? Anyway, Guardian Angels, man. That's a big piece of nostalgia right there.
Yeah,
definitely.
And that's why it's with the other 9 was the things that you don't see anymore, and that wraps this podcast up, guys, man.
If anyone else can think of things that you don't see anymore, let us know. We'll chat about it.
Let us know, man.
There's still a few more to come out. I'm sure we'll have another part. We'll have another part.
Yeah.
It's got to be so.
The older we get, the more this list is going to grow, isn't it, I think?
That's it. But until then, guys, thanks for listening as always, man. We love you all. Peace.
Peace.